Hey, buddy, welcome back.
Hello, Kelly. This spooky little ghost.
Yeah, see, it's approaching paranormal Christmas season. We got to have our ghosts out. Busy time of the year's upon us almost.
I know, I see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. How are
It's
you
that,
doing?
well, I'm, who did you say that guy I am?
You're at Wilson from Home Improvement. Oh, hi, Robin. Oh, Robin, we missed you. Oh, John, hi. Oh my gosh, I was so happy to see you at the bash, John. I feel like it had been forever. And Robin, we missed you this year too.
Was
Next
Robin
year.
not there?
Robin was not there this year. Nope. Nope.
Okay, I guess I'll talk about my time.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you said you were okay. Just tell everybody why we took a little hiatus.
Okay. Okay, well, so I will unmask myself from nearly a year, I guess, from last year.
Yeah, you said it was almost a year, right?
Yeah. So um, my new look hopefully doesn't scare anybody, but yeah, I guess they're gonna have to redo the pictures.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I have to redo all the graphics now.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah. I'm kind of a shadow of myself, so I'll tell everybody kind of what happened. So a lot of people was asking about me and uh, sending some messages. Keith, how are you? And for a long for a long time, I didn't respond. I didn't really anything, I guess. But I got really sick. I was uh, I was pretty much basically uh, going to be a goner. Uh, I had a urinary tract infection. Uh, and what ended up happening was from that I got a septic shock, and I just went downhill fast. The doctors were like, "Holy!" All my numbers, my blood work was just in the tank, and they started telling my family. They were like, "Well, 50-50. If we don't get the right antibiotic in him pretty soon, at best we might try to save his kidneys, but that's even a flip. No pun intended, flips there. Also, don't get too excited. I Yeah, and I was in the tank, but that Friday night, because I went in on Thursday, I was still so sick, just laying there. I looked gray. They were like, "Oh Lord!" I looked in the mirror and I said, "Oh, I couldn't." I just looked away. It was a look of death. I mean, I looked that bad. That look of, oh, he looks dead. Uh, and I just laid in bed that night, and I remember praying, and you know, uh, I said, well, God, I says, if it's my time, then uh, if it's my time to go, then I understand. I'm made it this far, but I said I'm going to die in the night. And so many people that I don't get to say goodbye to. And I fell asleep, and I'd been there for a while out, just exhausted. And I remember hearing like somebody was in the room. It was the wildest thing, and it was very loud, uh, and it was just the words, "It's not your time." And I thought somebody was trying to tell me, like, "Wake up! It's not your time." But when I opened my eyes, there wasn't anybody in the room. But I remember I said I had prayed. I said I prayed, and then I remember it had could only have been one person, and then I said, well, I guess I didn't die. I mean, that's really how I felt. And the doctors came in and said, "We got the antibiotic. We know what it is." And they put in a pick line. I don't know if you can see my little skinny arm now. Uh, they put in a pick line right there. They went up through, down kind of, and they got it attached. They did an X-ray, and it was working. And they said, we're gonna be getting all these antibiotics to you really strong. So just get used to it." And I said, "Well, what am I gonna do? Fight you?" Laying there. And so they just started pouring these antibiotics. I could feel them, and and then I just went for the night. I said, "I'm out." I just laid there. Of course, that night I had the wildest dreams. I had that one, Kelly, that I told you about,
Mm-hmm.
that I went and somebody carried me across, and I was seeing people who had passed. But this time, they were around me. They were there, and they were doing the "It's not your time." I remember just looking at me like, you're gonna pull through. You're gonna pull through. You're okay. You're gonna make it. And I, about half of that, you start thinking, man, am I just delusional with this, or was it real? But the next morning, I remember rolling my eyes, and the light was coming in, and they were like, "Mr. Bailey, wake up!" And they said, "Hey, we're gonna try to see if you can eat." And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna throw up." And they're like, "No, you need to try to eat. You got to try something." So sure enough, they had some like uh, oatmeal and other stuff. And they said, you got to try. You got to try to, you got to get some movement going on in your body." I knew what they meant. I was like, "Oh, I don't feel like it. I'm so sick." And they were like, "Well, you're going to get something else you're not going to like." I'm like, "Oh, shit." I knew what they were going to do. Okay. So John got there, and he asked, he says, "Look, can I make him some soup? Can I just make him some soup and maybe some crackers and Sprite?" And they were like, "That's fine. If you can make him some soup, then okay." He made like this chicken soup, real hearty. He had, some crackers that and he brought some no sugar Sprite. And I was like, "Ah, something with some taste." Because the hospital, as it is, it's bland. It's like, ugh. And I felt like, "Ooh, home cooking." And everything started to come together. And then finally, I was like, "Oh, I think I'm going to make it." And the doc says, "Yeah, we're going to redo your blood work after about another hour of this medicine." And they're like, "Well, you're slowly starting to turn around." And I'm like, "I'm not going to die." And they say, "Well, your chances are a little better now than they were before." So I started better and better. And finally, they were like, "Man," I said, "I want to get up. I got to get up. I got to get out of this bed." And I got up. Of course, said, "I'll watch it." So they had people around me because my legs are spongy. And they said, "All right, let's just try this." And I go back and down the hallway, and they were, "Mr. Bailey, you're." I said, "I know, Night of the Living Dead." How they said, "Yeah, you have no idea." But next thing you know, I it just got better and better to the point I was like, "I want to go home now. I go and see my puppies." I said, "If I can't go outside," "No, you can't go outside." I said, "All right." They said, "Well, you're getting close to going home." They said 2 more days. Well, it turned out to be 3 more days. And this specialist got there, and I went into a rhythm with my heart called VTAC. When I had got out of bed and started walking, my heart just started racing away. And they're like, Mr. Bailey, sit down." "What's the matter? I feel fine." They're like, "No, you feel okay?" I said, "I feel dizzy, but I feel dizzy a lot of the time." They like, "No, your heart went into VTAC." So then a cardiologist had to come in. I was like, "Oh no." He's like, "No, no, no. We think we know why. You just didn't have any sodium. You raced your heart. You didn't have any fluids. You were, I said, okay. Then I go home. They said, yeah, we're going to give it another day. So, like I said, 3 days. But I'm going to tell you, I started calling the people. When something like this happens, and I'm going to tell you, it makes you wake up and realize how close. And I look at all, Robin, the John McGinnis's, and you look at Matt, you look at, Flip's comedy that, hey, you dumbass, don't die. Amber's always a sweetheart. You look at Susan's here. You look at all, of course, Kelly, and you think of all the people in the world, and they kind of flash the image in front of you, and you're going, God, I just got to get back and tell them one more time that what they mean to me. I don't want to die. And you start thinking, if I die, I'm not going to get to tell them that anymore. I'm not going to be here. And that's what makes you think I got to get through this. I got to, please give me another chance. And I did. I got another chance. Um, and this show brings me a lot of happiness. It's stuff like this, the humor, the Robin having me look at pictures, Flip poking at me, all these other nice people that are saying, hey, long time no see. That makes you think, wow, I have one little part of people's lives in a couple of times a month that I bring hopefully some sort of happiness or laughter or comedy. Even if I do that, it's worth it. It's it makes it worth it. Robin just went through a surgery herself. As we get older, especially the ones over 55, uh, life is precious. You never know when that day comes, something horrible happens. And John's been a bad UTI, but enough about me. A lot of people prayed for me. A lot of people did that. A lot. So thank you for the fine prayers and the kindness. And Kelly, I was just checking on you. And uh,
Well, he was, for everyone's knowledge, he was saying for a while, um, he said, when are we going to get back to doing the show? We got to do the show. When do we want to do the show? And I'm like, buddy, you gotta heal. You gotta heal first before we're back to the show. And
yeah,
we had to take some time to do that between that and then some changing work schedules. It just kind of, we kind of had to take a little bit of a hiatus. And I think that's something that we can instill in all of those people, that you all know, especially some of the seasoned investigators and metaphysical um, parafamily members in the chat. I think you all know that it's important to keep and boost and maintain your own energy so that you have the best, most healthy whole self to share with other people. So whether it's investigating or whether it's doing some modes of holistic healing or whether it's real life stuff, we all have to take those moments and kind of regroup and bring ourselves back. So I'm really happy that you are back in action and we can get back on schedule with the show. And I'm glad that we took that time because I don't know that we would be the same people now as what we were. So I'm really, really happy about that. And I love seeing all the friends in the chat. And the last few months, aside from everything that's going on with you, Keith, Robin, please don't, the noise. Yes, they missed the portal noise. At the end, he can do it. We'll do that to bring
I
you.
it might be a little tough because my voice is not the same, but
Well, that's okay. We can wait till next time then. It's all right. It's all right.
I make a
Actually,
promise. And John said WWE, we're gonna have a
oh,
guest.
yeah.
We're gonna have a guest soon.
Yeah. Well, and
Even
speaking of guests, we were supposed to have Andy on tonight, but the poor thing is sick. So
what is it with all this sickness?
we wish him well, and he'll be joining us hopefully in 2 weeks. So we're going to try to have him on in 2 weeks. I told him not to worry. Um, so we will make sure to get him back on. And we were going to talk kind of the recap of the last few months. I know there were all kinds of different events. And if you've been to an event in the last 6, 7, 8 months, please list it in the chat. I know, of course, there was Penhurst Paracon. That's always
Michigan
a
Paracon, the
huge
last one.
deal. Michigan Paracon, that's just wrapping up from this past weekend. Of course, the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, which so many of us were at last month. And then, a whole bunch of others too. I know there was White Hill Paracon. I think that was back in April, May, which is another really good one. If you haven't been to White Hill, make sure to check that out. And any others that people share in the chat, all the events have pages. And then coming up, right, buddy? Coming up, are there any in the South? Flip, Spooky Empire. He was just at that. That was in South Carolina. But can you put the other ones that you're going to? Since you now represent the South, you New Yorker in the South, relocated, you converted. Can you
There's
list
going to be the Paranormal Twins, who are friends of mine. They have a nice one in San Antonio, which I don't know if you guys know it. That's kind of like our Gettys. And the reason why I say that is the city built on the dead. Obviously this Battle of San Antonio and a very, very, very haunted town. I mean, very haunted. There's so many haunts there. But they have a real successful show. They're having a lot of great guests this year. Oh man, they've gotten bigger and bigger, and they have an amazing show. And so yeah, that's taken off great. So
when is that one, Keith?
oh man, geez, it's right around the time when the Black Hill Manor the had a big time in the September. Yeah, and so they have it on that date for September because that's a very well-known date in San Antonio for that the manor.
Well, we also have Para-Unity coming up. Para-Unity's in November this year.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and that's a real fun big deal. So make sure that
John always puts on him and the missus always put on a great show, and that's always a blast.
Yeah.
And then if you guys do know of another one, I think that's great. I always thought to myself, man, if they put on one in Galveston, you got to think Galveston down where Mike's at. They have good. That's one of the sites and one of the most deadliest events in the history of catastrophic events was the hurricane, and that'd be an awesome city. I think that if you did go to a bar there, it is a possibility you could get somebody to serve you an old fashioned. I'm not 100% on that, but
sounds like you're speaking from experience. It sounds like a specific comment, not an abstract comment.
I mean, there has been people consume old fashions down in Galveston. It's possible.
Sure.
Yeah. And there were some at the bash. I hear
now. Let's not throw accusations.
Oh no. There's no big. No, that right? Would never. Never should it comment. No.
You can't give away all the secret. But seriously, hopefully you're better next year to join us because the right, Robin, she's shushing you for me, because the place that was holding the bash this time is 2 separate hotels, and we kind of had our own complex for the whole weekend, which was really, really nice. So
okay, shenanigans part 2.
Oh, thanks, Flip. Here, let me.
West Flip. He's the.
I thought that was coming up. West Virginia.
Give Flip Productions there. This guy's he knows people. I guarantee at some of these events. So, if you want to go and you don't know about it, get with him and you either know somebody there or about it. So I mean, it's great to know somebody in the biz, and he's been around long enough that he knows peeps. So yeah, Robin put about her making it as well. That would really be cool. Well,
Yeah,
you
that'd be
know,
great.
I I tend to say that I would I
Hmm,
hope with
another one.
my possible promotion coming up. Oh, the Bigfoot Festival. I got to tell you, that's another sound I heard last year that scared me right out of the stand, right in my buddy's pickup truck, and
Oh,
right back to the house.
hmm.
And then they go and they says, we need to talk to you, or they say, well, we need to talk to you. Uh, we know they're here. I'm like, why the hell wouldn't you? Well, we didn't want to scare you away. And I was like,
Ooh, thanks, Russ.
oh, Flatwoods Monster Festival, West Virginia. Boy, they're coming up with a lot of these
This is
great
what I love about this community. Everybody knows something. Oh, there's another one.
something about another great one. Flatwoods Monster Festival. Okay, those Canadian Bigfoots. Yeah, the Canadian ones are there. There are some up there in that area that and they're just the more aggressive. I I would just assume they're some of the oldest because back if you go down from where they originated way far north and then further south, they just made their ways across through the Americas and then there they are. But they found tracks in the mud, when the snow melts and everything else. Pretty good sized, good mud tracks of some, and they sent them to my phone, and they're big, they're big tracks, and they says, yeah. By the way, the crow flies is not too far from where you are at. They said straight line a mile, but they said that thing walks 4 miles for miles. So I said that's probably the one it had to been because it was a guttural growl that was from the bottom of the depths of hell to the skies, and whew, I think it scared away the butterflies because everything was gone. And I
That's
knew
what
it.
people say about me.
Oh yeah, right. He
People say that I am so scary that I
oh so scary,
scare
scary,
away the butterflies.
scary Kelly. Yeah, let's
That's
imagine
the,
that.
the top-notch threat if I've ever heard one.
Yeah,
I scare away the butterflies. There's
right.
another one. Thank you, Russ and Flip, for those events. And there's another Robin. There's another one that's Fleetwood Paracon. That's in September in Virginia. And I don't know if Steve or Fred is watching tonight or in the chat, but they would have information. And Fred also is doing a presentation at another UFO con in New York. I believe in October, I believe. So hopefully if he hops on or if I see him in the chat, he'll be able to chime in about when those events are too, because people who can rewatch, you can write down all the events and then you have all these fun things to go to. I don't know if anything's going on at St. Albans or anywhere else for the
Did anybody else know what today is? A lot of people have told me today that it's
okay.
National Puppy Day.
Oh,
It's
National Dog
National
Day.
Dog
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
Look it up. I
I was
believe it
talking
is.
about National Ghost Hunting Day next month, buddy. That's
People
what
are
I was
putting
thinking.
that up about those. So by all means, if that's the truth and you got your babies, put them
Yep.
out there. A lot of people want to see yours. I've showed my picture a lot of the two babies. One of the best ones ever.
Yeah, it does.
Now St. Albans always has it going on. Yeah, they do. That's it. If you've never been there, that was one of the best investigations we had. We got a perfect. Oh yeah, Psycho Sid today. Did you see that? I don't. He just kind of died suddenly.
And that's very sad. I'm not trying to laugh, but it always goes back to wrestling, friends. It's
Well,
just,
I mean,
there's
here's
a
Sid
part of me
Vicious.
inside. I just don't know how to.
Sid,
All you guys are doing, I know it's been a while, but all you're doing is trying to make the noises tonight.
it's a
I
man club.
think,
It's a man club thing, and WWE it is. It's no doubt. But it's in a town tonight in up where Dustin is and all them and James. in what's that little town they're in? The little, you know,
In Massachusetts?
no, further north up in. Anyway, it's live from up there tonight.
I don't
Uh,
know. Westwood maybe now.
WW, it's Raw.
Mm.
They're there tonight, but
Mm.
so we wanted to talk a little bit the stuff tonight about me some, just to kind of let people know. We wanted to bring up the stuff about the shows. Of course, we knew our guest Andy is sick. We didn't want to make it a long show, but as we discussed, Rhode Island, yeah. We just wanted to let peeps know that we're crawling back to it. Uh, we got some nice little happy guests along the way, and as usual, this is a nice little happy arena. Come one, come all. It's like in a living room setting. Hey, who's the guest tonight? Cool, and we just sit around and have fun. No judgment zone.
Well,
Although I will say the election's coming up, and folks,
now
if ever there, well, I know I'm not going to get into that, but
pump the brakes, buddy.
I know it's it's important. Remember
We don't
now,
want to lose viewers. Like,
we won't lose viewers. Just whoever you're going to vote, vote with your heart, and and remember that this is it's not far away. It's coming up. So
and and if anybody else has seen anything for National Ghost Hunting Day next month, please feel free to put it in the chat at any point, because like I said, anybody who goes back and rewatches or just opens and sees the chat, you can see those different events. There are some things coming up that I'm going to post event wise, but I don't have all the details or permission to share them just yet. However, well, you could do that, Flip. I don't know if Steve's
uh,
watching.
Steve, I think it would be a good thing. I could see he would definitely be the red ass
Oh, yeah.
to run the
No
country.
politics, buddy. No
All
politics.
right, enough
But
of
you
that.
know what? I was thinking that I have a few tricks.
Kelly could run.
Well, we all know how great of a leader I would be. I intimidate the butterflies. I'm secretly tall.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm the president. And look, we need to have more time together. Let's have some coffee.
There's nothing wrong with that. Actually, that would solve a lot of the world's problems. I digress. So, I actually have a few things up my sleeve, which I didn't tell you about, for the next
Oh,
shows. Now, not the next one, we're going to have Andy on if he's feeling better, but the next few shows, I actually am going to need some crowd assistance and volunteers. So keep a watch out if you're interested in sitting on with us. What are you doing? Don't come on.
oh my God. Well,
All
that's
right,
not
you're probably not wrong. Probably not wrong. But anyhow, so yes, I have some special theme shows coming up as well that I'm going to
theme
need some
shows from
volunteers to hop
Kelly.
on and try to get some different perspectives on things and experiences. John, I am secretly tall. I know it's hard to imagine, but oh well. Sometime I'll prove it to you. Robin, there you go. You wanted it. Listen, I think you just should start the collection of cell phone sounds, like the
And
audio
the
files.
Bigfoot sound was one of God
So
knows what.
yeah. So when Andy comes on the show, he has quite the Bigfoot experiences too. So hopefully he'll share some of those with
Dude, I was like, I'm out
when
of here.
he
Bye.
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
see you later.
Yeah.
Bye
Well, I'm
bye.
glad you're on the road to recovery, buddy. I'm glad that
I'm
glad
not
to see your
dead.
face. Yeah. I'm glad
Just
you're
like the
not
show.
dead. Although with all the resources in the chat, we'd be talking to you anyhow. I'm fairly certain.
I
So
know I'd be around. I'd be like, Kelly,
all the little resources combined here,
Kelly,
I think we would.
get in my house, you bastard.
I, right? I told you. Yeah, Len, exactly. Yes. I'm so happy to see you too in the chat. So yeah, I think that we have a lot of really fun shows ahead. We have a lot of events coming up within the next year. Hopefully you're better and can travel to those.
I
And for the things that come up in the fall time, it is soon the busy season time. So make sure that you watch everybody's social media. I know we've all kind of taken a little step back from a lot of those things, but most of the time that's where we see the ads for the events. And you can always share them with us and we can highlight them on our show and on our page. And because Keith has permissions to post on our page, but still hasn't done it, I will be posting
can post.
on our page.
I know. What is it?
So I think I need to make you a Cliff Note step-by-step guide of how you can,
Go to
of how you can do it. But we will continue to share things like that. So make sure to check back. We are so happy to see you all in the chat, and we are happy to be back. And we're happy that Keith, we're talking to him in human form, not via spirit box or any other method this evening. Robin, these are all noises that you inspired. We love you, but this was your idea.
I had to make some noises.
Yeah. And
Robin.
also, if you're digging, this is a Dead is Not the End shirt tonight.
My parents you make that shirt look good. It
I know I
did. It stands out so well.
I fill it out pretty good. This is Dead is Not the End shirt. You can get it on his website. Flip can share his website on there, but if you go to TeePublic and search for Dead is Not the End, that's where you will find it. You will also find my page on there under the Maven Medium, and all the stuff on our websites are on sale for the next 24 hours. But I had to wear the Paracon party shirt because I did get to party in Gettysburg, and sadly we missed you. So hopefully next year. But make sure that you check out Para-Unity, everyone, in November. Thanks, Russ.
I know. We're trying to get my friend Wayne on the show here in the future. He's a talented guy.
Yeah, we have a lot of really great people coming up.
He's a very talented guy. He's So Wayne is super talented.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing so well. What are you laughing at?
My buddy. You got they call my friend Tripod. He's a nice guy.
Okay.
And you're like, no, kid,
this is a family show. If you only heard the stories I heard about this man, I don't even know this person, but you have no problem discussing very private.
I was in fire school. Hello, fire school. Fire school.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Politics that we try to keep it. Everyone.
I backed up against the wall.
I tried to keep it a family show.
I know.
Ease back into this whole thing.
I ran out of the shower.
He's feeling better. He's back to his normal self, and so I can't guarantee any of the future. We've all been warned, and we love you all. We're glad you're back, Keith. And fair point.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
And we hope you have a really, really, really great next 2 weeks. And then we hope to be back on with Andy if he's feeling better, because he has quite the stories to share and things coming up from him and his location in Gettysburg. So if anyone is back in the area, make sure you check out Ghost City Tours in Gettysburg, right on the square, and tell him that we sent you. And Keith, continue to recover so that we have lots of fun things coming up in the next year and get you back on the road.
I know.
Okay?
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We kept our show brief tonight, but check back in 2 weeks. And we'll join you again. And if you need any fun, you can screenshot Keith's expressions for memes and graphics. If you
I can
teach you how to do that. If
you're feeling down, you can call me and I can make you laugh.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just what you need.
That's right.
Is a laugh in your tears, and then you'll feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, we will see you in 2 weeks. Take care, and Keith, stay healthy, okay?
Done deal.
All right. Good night,
Yeah.
everybody. Bye.